haven't set it up on stream yet. Oh my god, my category is still Killer 7. See, that's what happens when you commit to just streaming at a specific time and then don't finish doing what you're supposed to be doing. Hold on. Crash Bandicoot. Is there like a category for the Insane Trilogy? There's a category for the Huge Adventure. Okay, fucking whatever. I just said it was Crash Bandicoot. I mean, hold on. Insane. Nope. Insane. Nope. Crash Bandicoot and Infinite? What? I've heard of someone making that as a mod. Okay, fuck it. If anyone... hold on. There's categories, so they have like years. So it's like a Crash 2 2017. Hold on, can I find it like that? Nope. Okay, fuck it. We're playing Crash Bandicoot 1996. And then if someone complains that this isn't the PS1 version, I guess we apologize. Okay. I'm a very nice person. I apologize to people when I have wronged them. Which is often. Crash Bandicoot. Okay, I have changed categories. Now let me just open up the game and add it to my stream setup, because I haven't even done that much. Listen, I just decided that I was gonna be streaming this like 10 minutes before I started streaming it, so you should be grateful that I made a bespoke background for this. Alright, I gotta set up my controller. And as per usual, this is one of those cases where this is one of those cases where like I was going to be doing this on my own, and I was like, you know what, nah. The world needs to see me. Obviously, this matters so much to everyone. They need to see me. Okay, there's Crash. Why is it already added on here? What did I stream? Oh, right, when I was streaming Killer 7. Okay, let me turn the volume on. There. I completely forgot I was streaming this when playing Killer 7. Well, we're going to be something similar to what we did last time during the Killer 7 stream, is that we are going for the gold relic. And what that means is that we have to beat the level under a certain amount of time. Now, where's the catch? The catch is that the level that I'm missing is Stormy Ascent. Now, this level is extremely popular or like well known among Crash Bandicoot fans. This is a level that was found among the files of the original release of Crash Bandicoot, but they didn't actually add it to the game because it, according to the legend, they didn't add it to the game because it was too difficult, and they didn't think that people would be able to beat it. Now, when Vicarious Visions made the remake, they decided to actually finish the level and put it in as bonus free DLC content, so now you just get Stormy Ascent along with the game, but it's still the most difficult level in the whole game. Which is why getting the relic in it is so difficult, because not only are you playing the hardest level in the game, you're also doing it without dying, and it's not enough to do it without dying, you also gotta do it quickly. So that's why this is like a big deal, and this is of course why it's the one that I left for last, because I already got all the others. You see, I got 26 out of 26 relics. I already got all the relics that you could get in the original release of the game. This one doesn't affect my... I mean, I'm pretty sure it affects like completion percentage. I think it gives you like 1% more. Well, that was stupid of me. I think it gives you like 1% more. And of course you get an achievement for it. You get a Steam achievement, which, at least from my perspective, that is the true mark of 100%ing a game, if there's a Steam achievement for it. Now, same as last time, our main goal is to hit the yellow crates, because those are the ones that will stop the timer. which is a necessity if you're going for any color of relic. All the other boxes just don't do anything for us. There's no checkpoints or anything. And also I'm gonna have to be taking a couple L's like that one, where like we are just like not making progress, but because this Stormy Ascent is such a long level in and of itself, we can't be resetting every time we make a mistake. We just gotta live with those mistakes and hope that even though we made a mistake, it's good enough for a gold relic. Now, if you remember, I was saying that the gold relics were actually like the second best relic that you could get. See, you just gotta live with those mistakes. It's the second best type of relic that you can get. The best one is the platinum relic, and that's not what I'm going for, because the platinum relic is not necessary for the achievement. You get the achievement as long as you get gold or better. So either the gold or the platinum, both of them will give you the achievement that I want. So we're going for gold, which of course is the easier one. Because getting the platinum relic on this level is like, you have to be an actual speedrunner in order to achieve that. And once again, you get nothing out of it, because like it's not like there's a separate achievement for gold and for platinum. It's the same achievement. So you get absolutely nothing. You can still 100% the game and get the Steam little medal that you get that I'm trying to collect. You still get it just for... Well, we're just gonna have to live with that. You still get it for getting the gold. So at the end of the day, that's what we're going for, the gold. I mean, of course, I will still try to be as fast as possible. I'm not aiming for second place here, but second place is a casualty that we can accept if it were to happen. Hey Android, welcome! It's so fucked up that you had to say Crashful Bandicooter since Uni isn't here yet. Everything's upside down nowadays. Anyway, welcome to the stream. I have no clue also how long this is going to take me. I might get it in 10 minutes, or the 2 hours of stream may not be enough. I still feel like a lot of it is luck. Not that there's any luck-based elements in here, everything's on a pattern, and if you do get good enough, you can eventually just like do it well. But I don't want to spend enough time in this level where I have memorized every pattern. If I can just get lucky, if I can get a lucky break, I will 100% take that. I thought that joke when I was putting my pewter, and when I said let's fuck you, I said it already. See, just like you got lucky with Uni not being here yet. Now listen, we can't be resetting after every mistake. Okay, I died now. Just like you got lucky with that, we have to accept, we have to hope that I also got lucky. And I mean, we get something out of these 2 hours, but we also gotta be ready for the idea that we might not get anything out of these 2 hours. Just to be clear, this is a attempt stream. This isn't a stream where it's like, I'm not ending the stream until it happens. Well, that's just gonna waste a bunch of time, but it's okay. We're okay with wasting time. The thing is that getting through the level without dying is already difficult enough. And then not only you gotta get through the level without dying, you gotta do it... Okay, doesn't matter. Waste more time, waste more time. Just keep doing it so that you can get the practice. Getting through the level without dying is a big enough of achievement. But then you can get to the level without dying, and then the game being like you weren't fast enough. You gotta get through the level without dying faster than you did. Like, beating this level normally, dying as many times as I wanted, and like spending all my lives, that still took me like 40 minutes. I was like, okay, do it again, but without dying, and do it faster. But it's okay, because we believe in ourselves, and at the end of the day, that's the only thing that matters, right? That's the one and only requirement for success. God damn it. And again, in a shorter level, I would be resetting after every mistake that I make that wastes time. But I need the practice, you know. We just gotta accept that. See, I even have the reflex. God damn it, I got squished again. Okay, let's just keep going. Let's just keep going. I need the practice. I just need the practice to be like, okay, I know how to react in this specific scenario. Okay, that guy's dead. That's a really fast way of doing that, but at this point, I'll be happy if I just make it to the end. Okay. Although I feel like all of the mistakes that I'm making are definitely not gonna be enough for a gold relic. Like my time will just be too much. But we need practice rounds if we want this to happen eventually. If we reset every single time we make a small mistake. If we reset every single time we make a small mistake, we're never gonna make it to the parts that I need to do a bunch of times in order to get better at them. I think I could make that cycle if I jump faster, but not worth the risk, to be honest. Again, we're not going for first place. We're going for a nice, uncomfortable, good enough. I don't remember what my PB is on this, but I'll let you guys know when I get to it, or like when I start getting to a part where I don't remember that's such a stupid mistake. Where I don't remember having done it before. The thing is that I don't even think the level is that difficult, to be honest. Like, if I can be an asshole. But that's what happens a lot when I make it I try to make it through the levels quickly. Is that the whole time I feel like it's not that difficult, but it's just the requirement to do a bunch of actions without any mistake in between is what makes it difficult. Which I guess would make it difficult by virtue of that. I don't know, let's not get philosophical. The thing is that I feel like there's one really difficult part, and I haven't gotten into it yet. At least not on this stream. I've gotten to it on my own. I'm gonna let you guys know when and if I make it to it. Which I'm gonna be playing for 2 hours, I guess. I guess I'd be more positive and assume that I'm gonna make it there. Okay, we got that. Jump whenever this guy's not throwing his stupid little purple potion. Okay, that's okay. We can deal. Oh my god. Again, the same stupid mistake I made last time. You gotta jump when the platform is coming to you. Come on, I believe that we can do it. I believe that we will win. By the way, the fucking Astros lost again. I don't know if they lost today, but they had a match yesterday that I didn't watch. I was like, oh, I wonder how they did, because last time I checked they were winning 2-1. And then I checked this morning and they lost 3-2. So I think I gotta pick a better team. I think they're playing again today, but I didn't get to watch it. I just tuned in for a second. I was like, I'm not gonna keep watching this, because at the moment that I start watching them, they're gonna start losing. Thank you, Android and /or gate from Hit Game Viewfinder. By the way, I got a Viewfinder reel on Instagram the other day, and like I couldn't believe my mind. You know how I said that streamers would make clips out of everything? Well, someone made a clip of Viewfinder, and they were like, "Oh my god, this game feels like being on drugs," or something like that. And I was like, "No, don't show me Viewfinder, please." Much less in the context of streaming. Hey Yenny, welcome to the stream. I do not forgive you. But also keep in mind that I'm upset because I'm trying to speedrun Stormy Ascent, so I'm going to be in a worse mood than usual. Like, of course, this is the insane trilogy. Trilogy. So it comes with 3 games. Crash 1, 2, and 3, and Crash 2, of course, being my absolute favorite Crash Bandicoot game, because that's the one that actually worked on my broken CD that I had as a child. Funny how those things work. And I was like, you know what? When I was like 23 gold relics in, I was like, I'm actually gonna come back to Crash 1 later. And I'm actually just going to play Crash 2 since I like it so much. And I'm not gonna worry about speedrunning the game. So I can just go to this other game that I really... If I can stop making the exact same mistake fucking over and over, that would be great. So I can play this awesome game that I love, and I don't have to keep worrying about having to speedrun Crash 1. And then, so I booted up just Crash 2, and I immediately got this sinking feeling on my stomach that I was doing something wrong. Like, I shouldn't be playing Crash 2. How can I feel comfortable in playing Crash 2, this game that I purchased, when I haven't even 106% of Crash 1? And I just got it in my mind that until the point in which I'm done with Crash 1, I cannot play Crash 2, like I don't deserve it. Like it feels like I'm not doing my homework. I don't know. Feels weird. I'm not saying that's a reasonable reaction, by the way. From the perspective I'm talking, I completely think that I'm truly in the wrong there. What the fuck? You know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna keep playing, I don't care. But the thing is that I tend to have this feeling like I'm not allowed to do something if I haven't done something else first. Call it undiagnosed OCD, call it trauma from being in high school, call it whatever you want. The thing is that I felt so uncomfortable playing Crash 2 with the feeling that I had unfinished business. Also, yeah, that was a very curiosity fall. Fuck me. I mean, Crash 1 is pretty much a rage game if you suck at it. See, I can't be doing this shit half-assedly. I gotta... Okay, Wait for the perfect moment. Oh my god, that wasn't the perfect moment even. I should have modded this game to be playing with that fucking bunny I was playing as in Crush 4. I don't even know if you can mod this game. I haven't tried. Good. But hopefully by the end of this level, by the moment that we have gotten every achievement, we'll finally get the answer to what animal is Crash Bandicoot. I think he's a mouse. One thing that I keep remembering for some reason, it's like one of those things that happens to you as a kid and then you remember it for no reason. Like, even though it has absolutely no significance, you still remember it. Is that one time my brother was drawing Crash Bandicoot on a notebook. And he drew Crash Bandicoot with a tail, like a bushy tail, like a fox. And we hadn't played Crash Bandicoot in like a couple of years at that point. And they were like, look, I drew Crash Bandicoot. And I was like, wait a moment, Crash Bandicoot doesn't have a tail. Does he? And it was like this moment of, wait a fucking second, does he or does he not have a tail? It was a very Curious George moment. And Google didn't exist back then. I guess because we didn't bother to look it up. But I don't know, it's just something that I've been thinking about, because Bandicoots do have tails. I think. Now I'm questioning that. I think I didn't know. I think I actually didn't know what a Bandicoot was. Or either that, or I hadn't seen a picture of an actual Bandicoot. Which, to be honest, Bandicoots aren't even orange. So I guess the idea that he would have a tail didn't seem that weird to me. I'm guessing they didn't give him a tail to save on polygons, but... Or maybe it's under the pants. We can never figure that out. We can never know. That's lost media. What? Okay, fucking sure. Ah, stupid. I am failing at a part that it isn't even justifiable to be failing there. Come on. If I can get the speedy rank of Pizza Tower, I can do this. No, maybe I can't do this. Elite gamer moment. Using the power of my damage boost. That's a trick I learned from Mega Man 1. By the way, more Mega Man 1 tomorrow. Look forward to that. I'm looking forward to it because I really like the game. I want to keep playing it. Okay. I guess that jump it wasn't enough. I did this. Yeah, you can do that jump birdless. That's a new speedrun strat that I invented. I made it. I'm gonna call it Owlless. So please remember that anytime you hear anyone talking about the speedrunning tactic of Owlless, they're talking about me playing Crash Bandicoot. I know those aren't owls. What the fuck just happened, actually? I feel like we just briefly saw a quirk on the physics engine. Turns out that if you can build speed against the staircases from Stormy Ascent as Coco Bandicoot for 3 days straight, so you can go to a parallel universe. I guess in the world of speedruns anything can happen. Also, I call it a speedrun, but this is definitely not like a speedrun in the strictest sense. Like, I'm not competing against anyone, I just want to get second place on the in-game scoreboard. What? Now I tried to do Owlless and it doesn't work. Okay, but whatever. We'll do it owl full. What bird even is that? It looks. I don't know. That beak is so weird. Anyway, no time for animal morphology discussions. Nothing for anything really. This is a speedrun. And also it isn't. Okay, don't make a stupid mistake, okay? Just wait for the thing to be on the correct position. He throws the thing, you jump, you get it. Ah! Gotta jump when it's coming towards you. That's the problem, is that in my mind, these all seem like very easy jumps. It's like, this level to me is 10,000 easy jumps in a row. But you gotta do the 10,000 easy jumps. Even if they're easy, it's 10,000 of them. And if you fail jump number 5,762, then this is the same thing as if you fail jump number 3. You know? But because it's just easy jump after easy jump, every mistake that I make feels like it could have been avoided, and I'm just really bad at video games for having made that mistake. But like, none of this is particularly challenging, it's just the fact that you gotta do it in one go, you know? Awful. Okay, don't fail this is jump. Okay. Okay. Jump when it's coming towards you. Same here, just wait one cycle. I mean, which one do I jump on? Never mind. The game's just evil. Even if I wait one cycle, like, that didn't help at all. Okay, I didn't lose my Aku Aku. Every time that I do something without losing my Aku Aku, that's great news, because that means I get a second try or something later on in the level. Now, of course, there's the 3 Aku Aku rule. If the level contains 3 Aku Aku masks, that means that you have enough resources to get the invincibility state. Now, the invincibility state is very important because during the invincibility state you run faster. And that is the only way to go faster in this level. In this game, actually, the whole game, that's the only way to increase your movement speed even by a little bit. So, the 3 Aku Aku mask rule dictates that if a level has 3 Aku Aku masks, you have to go for the 3 Aku Aku masks. Because you cannot do it without getting the speed boost. unlike a level with only 2 Aku Aku masks, with 2 Aku Aku masks, you can just waste them wherever you want, because you're never gonna get the speed boost anyway, so don't need to worry about conserving them. But if the level has 3 Aku Aku masks, then you have to conserve them so that you can get the speed boost. You know what I'm saying? Like, there being 3, by the way, this one doesn't count because when you press the counter, it goes away. With 3 Aku Aku masks, you get a speed boost that you are gonna need for the relic. Without 3 Aku Aku masks, then you're not gonna get the speed boost. So therefore, the relic is acquirable without getting the speed boost. So therefore, you can waste your Aku Aku masks as much as you want. But if there's 3 Aku Aku masks on the level, that means that you cannot lose any Aku Aku mask because you gotta prioritize getting all 3 of them. So you cannot use them to save yourself from your mistakes. Meaning that if I find a 3rd Aku Aku mask in this level and I have already found 2, so there's very likely that there's a 3rd one, every time that I lose an Aku Aku mask, I gotta reset. It's no longer a failsafe. No longer it's saving me from the mistake that I made. It is now something I gotta carry and protect myself. It's weird, I don't know if I explained it clearly, but my point is, if there's a 3rd Aku Aku mask, I gotta start resetting every time I get hit. If there's not a 3rd Aku Aku mask, getting hit just gives me another chance. And again, this is a very long level, and I don't think I've even made it halfway through. So, strong chance that there's a 3rd Aku Aku mask that I just haven't found yet. Which one do I jump on? I swear to God, I have made it past that section before. Also, if I grab the Aku Aku mask before that box disappears and then I grab the timer, Aku Aku explodes. So that Aku Aku is not accessible to us during this run. I have made it past that point. So like, what did I do last time? Not that. Water. The timer doesn't start until I hit this clock, so I can start to drink water or ponder about the nature of humanity and why Aku Aku was not given any voice lines until Crash Bandicoot 3. So therefore, he's not even he's not even a character until that game. He's just an item. No different from the star from Super Mario or the mushroom. Just because it has a face doesn't mean that it's a character. So for the first 2 games, Aku Aku was just a thing. But then for Crash 3, they wrote him talking into the story. And now he's actually someone. Just like how if Super Mario in real life had a... Why does Owless not work when the owl is still there? This game is fucking crazy. One could say it's insane, this trilogy. Just like in the future, if Super Mario in 2013 has a game where all of a sudden the 1-up power-up starts talking to you and it starts giving you advice, and it's like, no Mario, and they hired the same voice actor as Carson Smith, and it's like, no Mario, or it's like, hey Mario, I'm a healer, not a killer. And every time, I mean, Garcia Smith is pretty much a 1-up now that I think about it, because he takes you back from the death. So it would be the same thing, like every time you grab that 1-up in Mario, the voice actor would be like, listen, I have no qualms with seeing a dead body. For me, it's just a cold, rotting pile of flesh, nothing more. And he says that every single time, so when you get like a 3-up, the audio just overlaps. They should do that, is my point. They should hire me to write and direct the next Mario game. I'm gonna call it Mario of the Titans. Because Crash of the Titans came out so long ago And it was so irrelevant that no one's going to complain. Also, I'm pretty sure there's a fake Mario League game that's called like Mario Titans. And like people, every time there's a Nintendo Direct, people are like, oh fuck, they're gonna announce Mario Titans. And they start like showing some screenshots that are very well made, but they're clearly fake screenshots. Where Mario is like a muscly guy. Hold on, I'm gonna show it to you guys after I lose this attempt. I'm pretty sure it's called Mario Titans or some shit. Oh. So. Firefox. Oh, someone's talking to me. Why do people only ever send me things when I'm streaming? The whole rest of the time, no one wants to talk to me. Mario Titans. Yeah, Super Mario Titans, this thing. And every time there's a Nintendo Direct, they start showing shit like this. And like, I don't know how convincing it is. Like, this is just a letter from Odyssey. I guess it depends on what you want to believe. And they show this thing, like Nintendo Switch 2. First look at new by Miles Nelson, you fucking liar. First look at new Nintendo game. Look, this is from March 8th. Super Mario Titans releasing in September. Oh, great. It comes out in a couple days. It comes out in a week. So we got a muscly Mario. We got this that looks like it's from like Mario Strikers or something. This screenshot. This, which doesn't explain anything about anything. This screenshot that also, and like they look pretty convincing to be honest. But like at the end of the day, what's stopping someone from just editing a picture, putting that picture on a Switch-sized tablet, and taking a picture of that tablet? And then there's strikers, this guy and then this guy. Like, what the fuck is this? Ice cream elephant? Yeah, it is an ice cream elephant because it's got a wafer seat. Also, nowadays with artificial intelligence, you can really just like make all of this yourself. I like that this one has a little superhero here and some text that I can read. It's like, yeah, there's and this isn't gonna cost $80. So that's how you know it's legit, because you know Nintendo would charge a lot for this high quality content. And every time there's a Nintendo Direct, they're like, oh fuck,
the S-Blade has a hack blood charge.
Yeah, that's basically the vibe here, isn't it? Am I showing you something that I cannot see? According to this, I was showing it. What's going on? I had to take a shower. Okay, sorry. Forget the whole schizophrenic rant that I just went into. Why is it not showing actually? Hold on. Computer, why do I press for you to say what I'm telling you to show me? Oh, wait, I think I know why. Yes, because Crash Bandicoot is on top of everything. Well, thank God it's not like I'm gonna upload this to a VOD or anything that's going to capture my failure. Anyway, this is what I was showing you guys. So ignore everything that I said earlier and pretend that I'm saying it now from the beginning. So, Super Mario Titans. This is the fake game that people keep bringing up every time there's a new Nintendo Direct. Mario. Here. Like you can see, again, it's for the Nintendo Switch. It's clearly a picture taking off a tablet or something. Then there's Bowser with the Strikers outfit that I was talking about. Then there's this thing, and again, I gotta repeat myself. They do look kind of convincing. Like when you look at this, it's like I don't remember the scene from Odyssey, and this looks pretty normal. I think this looks like something that would show up in like a new game. But also, I don't know, like How difficult would it be for a 3D artist to master the visual style of Mario Odyssey? Like, just to make their own renders and to put it in a plane and like to take a picture of it. And there's the ice cream elephant that I was talking about. See, I'm not crazy. This is what I was talking about. That was just a skin manta creature from Galaxy. I mean, I guess I haven't seen them. Mario Galaxy Manta Ray. Oh yeah, it's one of these. But like, you can see that it's got like Mario Odyssey graphics, you know. And there's Mario making a face, which Mario only makes faces in Mario Odyssey. And then there's the Japanese text with the little superhero that I was talking about. But yeah, this is the stuff that just comes out. This one just looks AI. Mario Titans official trailer, April Fool's YouTube. What is this? Am I gonna get rickrolled? I would have preferred a rickroll. I was hoping to remind people about the Half-Blood Church was close enough to remind you it's just not showing anything on screen. To be honest, it just kind of jump-scared me. But it prompted me to look at the chat, so thank you. Yeah, we're gonna dislike this. I mean, you can say it's April Fool's. Also, it's uploaded by a fucking guy called Retrobird AI. This sounds trustworthy. But clearly... Look, the AI completely fucked up dry bones. Hold on. Like, this person fed the screenshots that I was showing you guys to an AI and was like, animate this, make it look like a game trailer. So this is the screenshot that I was showing you. With the AI, when he started animating it, by the way, Mario's dead. It completely fucked up and it didn't understand what a dry bones is, so it just turns into a T-Rex. And now it has big teeth. And it's like... And it looks like shit. I mean, you don't need me to tell you it looks like shit. You have eyes. Okay, that's enough. But that's the thing. There's this game called Super Mario Titans that people keep like showing around. And be like, look at this. Look at this. So real. And that's just the world we live in. I like this picture though. That's a really nice picture. Super Mario Tits, exactly. It is shortened. Real, by the way. Super Mario Titans retrospective. No, this is someone that took it seriously. I love the way I still doesn't get how perspective and movement works. It's weird because like you can clearly... Oh my god, Super Mario Titan returns the Nico Brandon show. Also, this looks like AI as well. You can't trust what in the Super Mario Titans. You can't trust anything from online. But yeah, I mean, there's some shit. I like this one too. There's some shit that just... I don't know, AI just keeps getting more and more realistic. I never liked the perspective of... You can tell this is AI because, my dear viewers, I am stupid. Like, clearly you could notice for the fact that I was ranting to myself for 16 minutes without sharing screen. You can tell that I'm a very idiotic person. So, I sometimes don't realize that things are AI. Sometimes I reblog shit on Tumblr, or like sometimes I see something on Instagram or something, and I don't realize it's AI until people point it out. So, I don't know. I feel like any and everything that is a giveaway that something was AI generated is eventually going to be something that gets fixed in AI. I'm making mistakes because I'm thinking of Mario Titans. So I don't know, like, of course we could in the past we were able to talk about things like look at the hands, you know, look at the number of fingers. But eventually they fixed that. Then it was like, well, things made with ChatGPT have a yellow piece filter. Eventually they fixed that too. I'm just fucking done, to be honest. I just want that shit to be over already. Like, I've been waiting for it to be over since 2024. I don't know why it's taking so fucking long. I don't know why every government is spending so much money on it. Just fucking let it die already. I'm so done with it. Oh my god. But I feel like it's still gonna take a while. I mean, we are already seeing signs of some forms of AI slowly withering away. I feel like the part where they want AI to replace office workers, I feel like that part's going to die. Because there's been reports lately that companies are finding out that the tokens you gotta buy to use AI are more expensive than paying people. Like a real actual human being is actually cheaper than using AI for a lot of stuff. I'm not gonna act like I'm foolproof, so I'm like Sora is fucking Sora and Nano Banana are like so fucking nerve-wracking. Okay, sorry, let's see. I just so funny silly that specifically cartoon animated video still has kind of uncanny perspective issue. A lot of the time it's interesting. It is interesting to look at. Like for example, if I can bring back Firefox. Yes, I can see that I'm still showing it. I was actually looking at pictures for this stream. I was like, see, I was looking for a Crash Bandicoot background. And this image came up and I was like, well, that's clearly AI. But like, why even fucking bother? Like, are there not enough pictures of Crash Bandicoot running in a jungle background that you need to make a new one? Like, is that what this world was missing? A picture of Crash Bandicoot jumping and running in a jungle background? That's what you had to generate? Anyway, some things are still like the giveaways, but they're difficult. They're difficult giveaways. In fact, my friend Alice showed me one, a very interesting one, the other day. Let me find it to show it to you guys. It was a long time ago. Computer. Show me from my friend Alice. Fuck it. Spot. Computer, show me my friend. Every day when I log in, that's what I ask it to do. Like, I don't care about anything, just show me my friend. So, my friend Alice, she's a big fan of mascot shows. You know, when people put in character outfits and they put on shows for kids. She really likes that. She's a big fan of them. She's a big fan of like that type of cosplay where you can put on a mask. And because of that, she is in some online circles where people like share what they have found, what they have seen. Like, hey, I got this image from a mascot show. I got this image of a performer or whatever. And she showed me a picture that a friend of hers had sent her, being like, look at this funny image of a mascot, because the picture is one of the mascots with the mask off, and it was like an old man drinking a beer. Yeah, here we go. I found it. Computer, show my stream Firefox again. And I also want you to open this link that I'm gonna feed you. So this is the picture, right? It's like one of the people from the mascot show with their mask off, and they're taking a smoke break. And it's like taken like, I'm taking it from behind the scenes. This is the image, okay? This image is AI generated. This isn't real. And it looks so fucking real that of course people are gonna believe that it is real. And you know how my friend could figure out that it wasn't real? Because this is a character that doesn't exist. The face of this character isn't real. So my friend was like, well, this is based on Precure, but the outfit, the dress, is from one character from the show Precure, and the hair is from a different character from another show of Precure. So therefore, that's how I know that this picture isn't real. And that's like, just because she was so intimately familiar with these characters and the way they dress and the way they look in mascot shows, that's how she was able to discern that this isn't a real picture. But other than that, if you start looking at it, it does have like some weird details. Like, for example, it's got like a weird bench or beams over here in the distance. This has like a door on the wall that has like some weird lines, and like there's two of these things, and we can't really tell what it is. It's like a couple of things on the wall. Of course, the beams look kind of weird because they got kind of opening on the sides. And the thing is that what you wear when you wear one of these outfits is like you wear like this bodysuit, which is the color of his legs, but that color should also be on his arms, because the bodysuit covers from your neck down and it's just one piece. So you wouldn't be able to see the flesh skin of the arms without being able to see the color of the legs. But those are things that you really gotta like stop and look at them like hard. Like, you gotta stop what you're doing, open this picture, look at it big, zoom in, and start looking at all the details. And like, think about how many images you see a day on the internet. Like, just scrolling on Tumblr, scrolling on Instagram, scrolling on TikTok. Think of how much stuff you see online and for how long you look at it. Most of the time you just glance at something, you go, reblog it and move on. You're not opening every single image one by one and analyzing the finer details to see if everything looks real. And a lot of the time you don't even care. Like, the context of this picture is that's supposed to be funny, so you just look at it and it's like, oh, that's funny, and you move on. You never stop to think, maybe this is a fake image made to trick me. That's the other thing, but probably would have been the only thing I noticed without anything else pointed out. Yeah, because, again, I'm not familiar with the Precure characters, so the assessment that this dress does not belong to this character is not an assessment that I would have been able to make. And the reason why I'm saying this is because of this fucking picture of Crash Bandicoot. Because I know Crash Bandicoot, and I know that he doesn't have these stupid prints on his pants and arms, and I know that this isn't what a Quagu looks like, I can say, well, this isn't a real picture of Crash Bandicoot. But if you show this to my mom, she would be like, yeah, this is a perfectly normal image of a little cartoon character jumping. And I feel like that's 99% of the cases. 99% of the cases of AI stuff, you're not an expert stopping to look at it and start analyzing the details. So it's very, very easy to be tricked by this stuff. Why were we even talking about AI? Oh, because of Mario Titans. Anyway, the thing is that Mario Titans is real and it is coming out in September. That's the point of this whole conversation. And you can tell that it's real because of the YouTube video. We're thinking Mario Maker 3. Is Mario Maker 3 even coming out any day? I don't know. I don't have a Nintendo Switch, so I just stopped watching Nintendo Directs. I used to watch Nintendo Directs because... okay, that just definitely convinces me. I used to watch Nintendo Directs because I had a Nintendo Switch. I still have it. I haven't sold it or anything. But I'm not spending $78 on one video game, so I just don't use it. So I just stopped watching Nintendo Directs, and also because I wanted to know which characters were coming to Smash Bros, but that stopped being relevant too. So I have zero reason to be up to date on what Nintendo's cooking. Oh, I know. No, I don't know actually, fuck me. Also, Nintendo Directs are just really boring, to be honest. They're very corporate. And I hate Nintendo Direct guy. You know that guy's like, that's like, play as a Bandicoot, wearing pants? This summer, coming for the whole family, a brand new adventure from your friends at Naughty Dog. It's Crash Bandicoot. And it's like, it's the most boring thing ever. Like, I cannot imagine something more dull than that. I don't think I even watched the last one. I care, like every announcement. I don't even think I even watched the last one. And like every announcement I even cared about slightly was Switch 2 only, and I'm not buying a Switch 2. Switch 2 is so expensive too. Like, in the range of things, a Switch 2 is cheaper than like a PS6 and an Xbox 720 or whatever. But what you gotta realize is that after you buy the Switch 2, you gotta start buying the games. And each Nintendo Switch game is at least $50. Like the most unknown ones, the shittiest games that no one wants to play that you're gonna find are gonna be 50, and then the games that are actually worth it are like 80 or 90. Like if someone gave me a Switch 2 for free, and then I started getting the games for free, I would absolutely play them. Like well, I do have some beef with it, but I don't have too much problem with the games themselves. I will concede that the Zelda games are fun. Fuck my life, at least they're more fun than this piece of shit where you play as a fucking rat. I mean, I have my own opinions about the games, but I like Mario Odyssey and I like Zelda Breath of the Wild. And I really like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Despite me not thinking those games are perfect, I do think they are very, very fun time, and I enjoyed my time playing them. Also, of course, you saw me play Mario RPG, I thought that was great. And I never purchased Princess Peach Showtime because I don't have $70 laying around. Even though I really want to. And that Zelda where you play as Zelda, but you cannot use a sword unless you change your character to Link, in the most sexist game ever released since those Barbie games for the DOS. But yeah, I feel like Nintendo Switch games are fun, and I feel like if you have a Nintendo Switch, you are going to be a happy person. But you gotta be a rich, happy person. Cause man, $70 for a fucking video game. Even if I'm buying a game on Steam that is $70, I can just wait for a discount. Like I can just put it on my wish list and wait for like a 10-20% discount and get it then. Nintendo Switch games never have discounts. It's just like I keep getting the impression that they're just trying to squeeze you for every cent you're worth. And of course, Nintendo Switch Online isn't free either. Which I 100% blame Xbox for that, because PlayStation and Nintendo used to have free online, and then they were like, no, actually it's a service called Xbox Live, and like every company was like, wait, hold on, we can charge for something that comes built in with the console, and where people are paying for their own internet connection already. Sign me up. And then Nintendo joined them, of course. And it's crazy to think that I have a Nintendo DS and a Nintendo 2DS that can connect to my Wi-Fi, but if I buy a Nintendo Switch, it's like, you cannot play this online exclusive games unless you give me more money. I just want to fucking buy product and use it, man. Like, why is that so difficult to ask for nowadays? Anyway, I feel like rather than buying, for me, the ultimate purchase would be a Steam Deck. Because once I buy a Steam Deck, I don't have to buy a Steam Deck games. Like, I just have a better play of playing games that I already own. You know? I got like a huge Steam collection. Like, I feel like one of the worst things that could happen to me would be to lose my Steam account. But I do so much gaming on Steam. This is where I have every single one of my games collections. So like, if I buy a Switch, I would just have to start from scratch, you know, $70 each month for a new game or something. I can buy like 6 or 7 games for that money on Steam. I bought Tomodachi Life, and as much as I like that game, it was not worth $60. Did you make Avalon? I was fine with it because it is the last game I ever really planned to buy for my Switch, but still, yeah, that's the thing. Even when I like the games, like, I have played Dragon Age, not Dragon Age, Dragon Quest, sorry, for that blunder. Someone should fire me. I have played Dragon Quest 11 and I have played Super Mario RPG. I played a bunch of games for the Nintendo Switch that I thought were a great time and I had a lot of fun. But every time I played one, I was like, I spent $60 on this. I could have bought 3 or 4 games on Steam for that amount of money. And that's just a feeling that never leaves. Like every time I buy, yeah, I'm sure. Kirby and the Forgotten Land is one of those games that I want to buy once I see someone selling it used for like $20. But I also want to play Metroid Dread, and I want to play Princess Zelda, the Peach Showtime, and I want to play Princess Zelda Goes on a Little Adventure. There are still Nintendo Switch 1 games that I want to get to, but I don't buy them because every time I think about buying them, it's like I could be buying so much more things for this amount of money. I could like order sushi, I could like order pizza, I could order pizza and sushi and just have a great time. Like it's just so much money, man. I could go watch a movie with my family, I could go eat outside, I could buy games on Steam, I could buy polychromes on Celestial Zero if I'm feeling like I want to burn my money away. I could buy DLC for the games I already own. It just never feels justified. I should have got a Steam Deck before RAM prices. Yeah, that's the thing. The Steam Deck now is so fucking expensive. And by the way, speaking of Nintendo, did you know that Nintendo raised the price of the Switch 2 because of the RAM shortage? And then they complained to US government that they were losing money on the Switch 2 because of the RAM shortage. So they asked for a refund for all the money they lost. And they got it. The US government actually reimbursed them a whole bunch of money for the money they didn't make due to the RAM shortage. And then consumers was like, hey, you got the money back. Can we get our money back? And can we get a reimbursement? And they said no. They got the money back that they lost from the RAM shortage, but the consumers that paid extra for the Switch didn't get the money that they paid extra for because of the RAM shortage. Nintendo just gets more money, basically. That's the end of the story. Yeah, like I don't know. I just, as much as I like the Switch, because I do like the Switch. Even conceptually, I like the fact that it's both a mobile console and one that you can set up on your living room. I like how it's built. I like the menu. I like the UI. I like the colors. I really like the Nintendo Switch. I like how it feels in your hands. I really like it as a console. If only the games didn't cost an eye. Because I only got 2 of them. Oh, to answer your question, I did make Avalon. That's wonderful to know. I made all the little fearless characters and I just have not got around to taking good screenshots. That's fine. Just focus on having fun. I'm glad they're out there somewhere. In someone else's computer or on mine. Man, I've been playing this level for an hour now. Of course, we took pauses to not look at Mario Titans and to talk about AI. But I feel like I made fucking 0 progress. Just no progress whatsoever. I haven't been able to beat that one jump in the last hour. I'm like upset actually. Hold on. Yeah, pretty much accepted. I'm just not buying Nintendo games. Some people only miss Kirby. Yeah, I'll miss Kirby too. And I feel like there's more things that I'm gonna miss. Like I'm gonna miss Metroid Prime 2. I miss Splatoon. I really liked Splatoon. And now I can't play it because my Nintendo Online subscription just stopped. Splatoon is one of those games that I would really like to like sit down and like play for hours and hours and hours. Like really dedicate a lot of time to it. But for the new one, I'm gonna have to buy a new Switch and buy Nintendo Switch Online, and those things are gonna be like $100 at least. And it's like, man, I could just be playing. I could buy a $10 game and have a great time. Really, the nerve of things back despite people begging. Yeah, right. From a business perspective, I could have made so much money. Actually, there's so many business decisions that I feel like Nintendo is just not making because they're either stupid or they just don't care. I still cannot make the fucking jump, by the way. This is like the first 1/8 of the level, and we haven't gotten through it. But yeah, like there's so many decisions that. No, I haven't actually. Thank you for the Impossible Game Challenges daily challenge. That one might be a little bit too difficult for me though. Looks like this challenge is impossible. Oh, this fucking game, man. This fucking game. I'm so tired of doing the same level over and over with nothing to show for it. The Nintendo Switch, my problem, Android, with the themes thing that you were talking about. My problem is that the Nintendo Switch is good when it could be great. And that including the Nintendo Switch 2 and the other one. The Nintendo Switch 2 could be one of the best consoles, but I had the same problem with the Nintendo Switch that I had with Pokemon, is that they don't try because they don't have to. Nintendo consumers are so loyal, and the companies know this and are counting on it, that they don't have to put out a high quality product to make their money back. In fact, they would prefer to put out a poorly made product because then they save money on production. So the Nintendo Switch could be a must-have. If it was cheaper and I had better features and they were doing the themes and it was like more oriented to like we want more people owning the console so that they buy the game instead of making the console $600 fucking and then the game $600 fucking. It could be the new Nintendo DS. You know, Nintendo DS was a console that got people that have never touched a video game in their life back into gaming. It could be the new Game Boy. You know how the Game Boy had a fucking calculator cartridge because executives were using a Game Boy and it was getting fashion accessories. The Nintendo Switch could have been absolutely revolutionary, but it wasn't because Nintendo doesn't have to try. And the Nintendo Switch has a Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy port on it, and it won't even run at 1920. It's so fucking low resolution, you might as well be playing on the PlayStation 1. I get so mad when I think about Nintendo not making an effort and still making money. Fuck Pokemon 2, by the way. Anyway, have you seen those challenges that are like you can beat the game without touching color? I was thinking, should I try breaking into the market? You beat those micro masks where you collect the gold without touching the wood colors. I have seen it. I've seen it in Roblox, where it's like beating this Roblox hobby without touching the color blue. It's like, well, and then they walk over the blue and it's like, well, you can't judge me because I had to do that. So that one doesn't count, and then the whole video is just that over and over. I was thinking, for you, I think maybe if you want to switch it up, you can you beat Pokemon without touching the color green? Because you can't. Because there's green in the path, in the way out of the first town. Then my electric comes and they stop trying at all. They definitely stopped trying in the Switch era. When the Switch came out is the point in which they stopped giving a fuck. Because as much as the Wii U sucked, the Wii U also marked an attempt at being creative and making something for the family. And after that, Iwata passed away, and Nintendo ownerships changed hands, and we got the Nintendo Switch, and they never fixed the problem with the stick drift, and the least powerful console on the market. So frustrating. The Wii was the perfect Mario Kart console, making absolutely nothing else. I don't know. I like Splatoon on it actually, because you do the squid jump with the screen, and it's also fun to look down and see the map, which is a feature that's missing on the newer games because you don't have a stupid fucking gamepad with a screen on it. I like the Wii U. I feel like people harped on too much on the fact that a screen on the controller was weird, when they could have just seen it as a detached and more powerful Nintendo DS. Splatoon's not a mini game because you have to like reflexes and do things quickly. That's fair. That's fair. I just really like the aesthetics of it. Mostly Splatoon 1, to be honest. And this is gonna piss off my friend Alice because she likes Splatoon 2 and 3 a lot better. But I got so fucking mad when they made Splatoon 2. Because I got a Wii U because of Splatoon. I bought a Wii U because I wanted to play Splatoon and Smash Bros. 4. And I played a whole bunch of Splatoon on the Wii U. I played it so much, I participated in every Splatfest. And then they made a sequel. And I was like, wait, did no one tell Nintendo that you don't make sequels of online games? You update them. You add new content. You add new characters, you add new stuff. You don't make a sequel. That's how online shooters work. This was years before Overwatch 2, of course. And then I was like, well, I guess I can consider it as a change between the Wii U format and the Switch format. Of course, they want Splatoon to be on this new console that is a lot more popular than the Wii U, so that people actually play it. Which one do I jump on? I swear to God, I'm so frustrated because I have done this map before I started the stream and I've never had this issue before. And now I'm hard stuck on this part where I don't know what to do. But anyway, then they made Splatoon 3 and that excuse stopped being completely relevant. They're just selling you sequels to online games, which is not how you do an online game. Online games pride themselves on how long they've been online with an active community. And they're like, no, if you want more content, spend $60 again and start grinding from scratch. Fuck off. I like the anti-Scott there was because I hate Nintendo. I need water. And also because I drink water and he doesn't. Maybe you were watching a gameplay of Geometry Wars. The game that's literally shapes and colors flying everywhere. No, but it's fine. If you like slower paced games, that's a you thing. You're free to like whatever you want. Gaming is for everyone. As much as people try to push this idea that in order to be a gamer you gotta play specific types of games, gaming is just about enjoying the meaning of video games. Okay, let's look in. Okay, I can't keep jumping off. I guess I can. Okay, let me rephrase that. I don't want to keep jumping off without figuring out what's happening. I spent over an hour doing this level and I haven't made it past one jump. And I swear to God, I'm normally better at the game than this. And I have a girlfriend, but you can't meet her because she lives in Canada. I had the right game that says document for a Geometry Wars clone once. Do not know how I passed that university module. Listen, what matters is that you passed. These get degrees, as they say. Anything about that is just showing off. By the way, like I said at the beginning, you also gotta finish the level and be fast enough. Maybe all of this I'm doing is completely useless because then I make it to the end and the game's like, yeah, but do it faster. I hate this fucking game. I hate this Bandicoot. I'm starting to feel like Dr. Neo Cortex the way I want this fucking Bandicoot gone. Geometry Wars open geometry doors. That's so true. Enough shapes have been lost in the geometry war, no more. Okay, so when I keep doing that jump then, and that's not the right answer, I feel like there has to be a way in which you skip the cycle entirely. So I'm just gonna jump off as soon as I get there and hope for the best. Hope that the RNG got... I mean, it's not RNG, it's always the same pattern because I keep dying in the exact same way. So what is the right way? What is the right way? What is the right way? Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy 2017 for the Nintendo Switch. That's not the right way. I'm so mad. I'm so tilted. This fucking game keeping me from playing Crash 1, Crash 2 because of arbitrary reasons. This isn't even the hard part. I'm so sick of this fucking song. Of this fucking background theme. Okay, relax, Yuri. Unworried minds make mistakes more often. We just focus. The first hour of the stream was practice. This is the real deal. That's how you know it's the real deal, because I pulled that trick. Okay. Okay, so it's not as soon as you get there. So it's not as soon as you get there, and it's not the second one. Is it like the third one? I'm so frustrated that I can't figure it out. Like, I would be fine if I was dying on different parts of the level, but I've been dying on the exact same part of the level for the past 2 hours. Now I'm gonna say it's 2 hours because it's been an hour 15 minutes. So therefore, if you round it up a little bit, it's 2 hours. If you keep rounding it up, it's been 6 hours, which is only a fourth of a day. So you can say that I basically spent a week on this level. I've been playing this level since the day I was born. So you just gotta round things up a little bit. Oh my god. I wish I was playing Mega Man. First, you don't know both of these characters are on Fortnite. Okay, here we go again. You wait for this thing. You jump on this thing. You jump on this one, you go under. You go down and under the roots. Okay, so let's figure this pattern out, shall we? 1, not enough. 2, not enough. If you jump on 3, you can then jump on this. But you gotta wait for 3? That feels like so much. But whatever, we made it through. That's what matters. First time in the whole stream I made it through that fucking jump. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Second Aquabu. I've been talking about it like it's a legend. There's this guy, he just throws that. Fucking damn it, doesn't matter. We keep going, we keep going, we keep going. Now we go down. This is the hard part, by the way, the one that I was talking about. And then you fucking, and then you fucking, there you go. Okay, we're past the hard part. Now this thing. You jump when it's coming at you. 1, 2, 3. Now you gotta use the second one because the first one's always gonna get hit by this guy. You do this, you go up the thing, you go up and over the roots, you jump over here, boom, boom, 5 seconds. That's huge. Jump, 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 go up. You go up and over the roots. You wait for this thing to reset because you don't want to be risking it because Aquaku's gone. Jump, 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 jump. Over here. Double jump the way up those stairs. These are really fast. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then you go over here. That guy's throwing shit. Now, jump, 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 die. Now you jump when it's coming towards you. Jump on the bird, flip the bird, kill the guy. You also gotta follow the rule where you jump when it's coming towards you on that one. Okay. It's on the third one. Now that we made it past that point, we can practice the level of the rest of the level. I don't care if I gotta wait. Once again, I'm not going for platinum. I don't care about finding out the strategy through which you skip that. And don't worry, Android, that was definitely not even half of the level. So it's not like we lost a run that was gonna make it to the end there. Jump, 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 jump. This time for sure. This time for sure. Die. Kill this thing. I mean, you don't kill on that thing, you stand on it. But, and you do this. When it's coming towards you, jump, 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 jump. 3 seconds. Flip the bird. Kill the crazy man. I don't know why Cortex is keeping prisoners. Jump on this thing. Down and under the roots. By the way, Uni, since you're not streaming anymore, you're gonna steal that joke and keep it to myself. The up and over the roots one. 1. Thank you. 2. And 3. You jump, you jump. Jumpy, jumpy. Keep the flame alive. We gotta keep it going. I'm just gonna say it with a trademark. Every time that I say it. So it's like, I'm saying this joke, but just so you know, I'm doing this as a tribute to one of my favorite streamers, Impossible Game Challenge Daily. It's not an original joke. All trademark and copyright reserved to the corresponding to Uni. Anyway, oh hey, we can skip that. I don't know if I can do that on purpose. We're gonna wait a little actually, because this is the hard part and I don't have a Waku! But maybe we can, maybe that's actually a skip, you know? We just jump down in that part. If I can do it purposefully, it could save us some time. Maybe we're skipping as usual. I don't think there's any time crates before that, because if there's time crates, then the skip isn't worth it. It's much better to take the time crates rather than to skip part of the level. But if there aren't any, maybe we can start doing it on purpose. Go up, die, up. We skip that, and it doesn't even matter because we couldn't make it to the elevator. When it's coming towards you, jump. Fucking, I kept the jump button pressed down as if that does anything in this game. I thought it was gonna make me automatically jump a second time. Maybe it should. Then we do this, then we jump here, then we jump in here. See, I should have been making it that far in the level since the beginning of the stream. But now I just gotta live with the consequences. 1, 2, 3. Jump, jump. Bird, bird. We call that double birding. And here. Jump before. Double aku aku. Get this guy. I mean, I didn't skip anything because I forgot that's where it was. Okay, so also we confirmed that there's not any time crash, so if I want to skip that on purpose, if I can skip that on purpose, doesn't matter, we tank that. Okay, doesn't matter, we tank that again. It's coming towards you. When it's coming towards you, god damn it, I got nervous and jumped for no reason. And here I thought double birding was when you were supposed to be playing at the same time. You're wrong, double birding was you double jump in the body with the fucking Mario in the fucking Crash Bandicoot when the bird saw me ascent. Listen, I already can't speak in my normal form. And right now I'm using 99% of my brain to play this fucking level. And the other 1% is on making sure my heart keeps pumping. So if I speak for too long, I die, is what I'm saying. Thank you for your concern. Okay, now I made it. So, jumpy, jumpy, jumpy. Salta, salta, salta. Pequeña ratita. Jump, jump, jump. I got too confident, I got too cocky, I should have just stopped. Also, I would very much enjoy to be able to recognize when you can drop down. Fuck you, man. What a fucking sniper over here. Kill this guy, go up, jump. Fuck you. You have no concern to me and no danger to me, but also I hate you, so fuck you. It's such a random ass chance of you making it to the elevator or not. The level's loading screen wishing you good luck and saying that you're gonna need it. It's actually foreshadowing that this level does have RNG. You really do need good luck. I got cocky again. It happened to me, the exact same thing. I mean, it didn't happen to me, I made it happen. 2, 3. On this one. At least now that we figured that thing out, my stupid mistakes aside, we are consistently making it farther into the level than we used to. So it's when the guy is throwing those things. So is it here? Do I like jump down the middle? Nope. I mean, I guess if I want, I can. But it's not in the middle. Ah, oh, damn it, I was there. You're not a danger to me more than you just in case. Many more situations in life will be solved if people share that attitude with me. Also, hello player, welcome to the stream. Skilled players believe when they hear on you rolling down the chimney. Is that everything? Yes, it is. It is what I'll say. It's what I'll sing during December. We wish you a merry speedrun. We wish you a merry speedrun. We wish you a merry speedrun and some good RNG. Someone clip that and send it to Summoning Salt. That's gonna be my claim to fame. That little song I improvised. By the way, stream times may be changing soon. Like in a week or in a couple of weeks, just because Chile is gonna be having like daylight saving time or whatever the opposite one is. You know, we're gonna be moving 1 hour up or 1 hour down. I don't know which one, doesn't fucking matter. What matters is that from my perspective, I'm still gonna be doing the streams from 9 to 11. But from your perspective, the streams might end up starting 1 hour earlier or 1 hour later. So I'll just keep you guys informed whenever the change does happen, because there's no way to know. I mean, I could look it up, but to be honest, let me tell you about something that happens in my house every single fucking year, 2 times a year, without fail. Every single time. This has happened twice a year since I was a child. There's a time zone change, right? Like daylight saving starts or ends. And my parents are like, well, the time is changing, so therefore tomorrow, now that it's 3 p.m., tomorrow's gonna be 4 p.m., so therefore you're gonna sleep 1 hour extra. And then my dad will chime in and he'll be like, no, the clock is gonna move from 3 p.m. to 2 p.m., but you're gonna sleep 1 hour less in the middle of the night, because you go to sleep at 1 and you're gonna wake up at 7, and it's gonna be 6 hours, but it's gonna feel like 5. And my mom's gonna be like, but no, that's not what's gonna happen. What's gonna happen is that the clock, when it's 12, is instead of being 12:01, next minute it's gonna be 1:01. And so therefore you have 1 less hour of sleep. And then my dad says, but when is the sun coming down? And my mom's gonna say, the sun's gonna come down 1 hour earlier, so therefore the day's going to be shorter. And my dad's gonna be like, no, because when it's 12 it's gonna become 1, so therefore the sun is gonna go down later, so therefore the day's gonna be longer. And I never know, and that happens twice a year, every single year. It's happening again this year, and I cannot stop it. They always have the exact same fucking conversation. Every single year, without fail, twice per year, they have the exact same fucking conversation where they start arguing whether the clock is going up or down, whether that means if the day is gonna be longer or shorter, and whether that means we're gonna sleep 1 hour less that night or 1 hour more that night. And they argue about it every single day until it happens. And then next time it happens, next time daylight saving starts again or ends, they just have the exact same fucking conversation all over again. That's been right 1 hour, go back in time. Better yet, start a speedrun on a flying plane that's going on the opposite direction. I started the speedrun at 3 p.m. and I finished it at 1 p.m. So therefore I'm the first one to beat Crash Bandicoot in a time of minus 2 hours. There's such a silly concept where you keep one thing forever. Yeah, right. I fucking forgot because I was thinking of daylight saving time. Like, just decide on one and just decide that that's how long the day is going to be. And of course the day is going to be different in like winter or whatever, because in and of itself days are shorter in winter. But like at the end of the day, all you're doing is giving people jet lag, making every single clock in their house inaccurate for a couple days. And like, what for? Are we really saving that much electricity? Maybe we are, I don't fucking know. Maybe it is worth it. Because otherwise, why else would you even keep it? Like, what's the advantage of it? Other than having something to talk about, having something to look forward to. Man, I'm so excited for daylight saving time. Days in winter are shorter, but with your help, we can change that. Please Superman can start to blow up the moon. You can't fool me, Dr. Eggman. I mean, the moon does represent the realm of night. I learned from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic that the day is when the sun goes up and the night is when the moon goes up. Even though you can also look at the moon during the day. Doesn't matter. It's the realm of the moon. The sun already comes up earlier in the summer and we go down early in the winter. That does 1 hour. Even changes by being annoying. Supposedly, the idea is that because the sun goes down 1 hour earlier in winter, we're going to adjust to that so that we can have more daylight. Like, right? Like, that's the idea. But I don't think it works, actually. Because at least from my perspective, it keeps happening that at 6 p.m. it's dark out during winter. Like, there's no daylight saving system that makes it so that the change in the amount of daylight hours becomes either more difficult to notice or borderline irrelevant. Whatever attempt was done, whatever problem is trying to be fixed, hasn't been fixed yet. Like, daylight saving is just not the solution because the problem is still there. Oh cool, I didn't get hit. Okay, so... that fucking platform takes so long. When it's coming at you there. When it's coming at you there. One bird, two bird, triple birding it. Here you skip every other platform because this guy really hates every other platform. Okay, you get here. Oh, that's so annoying. That's so annoying, Christ. I don't think I can even tell what I did wrong. Okay, whatever. 5 seconds. Jump, jump. Shit. What I dislike is that even if you have an Aku there, the character just kind of freaks out and doesn't know where to stand. In order to make any difference, later have to be like a 4-hour difference, and that would be disastrous. So just don't fucking do anything. Like, you're just making our lives more difficult for something that's a bandit solution that doesn't even fucking work. Because even though always faster in winter, someone should get fired for lack of consistency. I severely disliking this RNG regarding the time the sun goes down. Like, our planet is spinning. Shouldn't it be spinning at a consistent speed? Is that too much to ask for? Maybe we install like giant motors, giant engines on Earth to push in the opposite direction, and the engines turn off and on depending on the speed at which the Earth is rotating, to keep it at a consistent pace. This is a great idea that comes with absolutely no repercussions. Speed of the consistent speed for now. With your help, we can change that to install giant rocket engines on Earth. I prefer my early sunsets and late sunrises. Well, you're an insane person. I prefer much the opposite. Early sunset and late sunrise. So you like the day being extremely short? Like, early sunset, when the sun sets, you like it to be early. And sunrise, when the sun rises, you want it to be late. So you want the day to be as short as possible? I have a funny thing where being out in the sun too long makes me sad, actually. Why are you, like, in opposite worlds? What's happening in Wales? What are they doing to you guys over there? The sun makes you happier, at least for me. Yeah, you guys are getting the evil sun. Is it like too hot over there or what? Because I got the winter blues. When it's overcast for too long, I start getting depressed, and I really lack energy. And then when the sun starts beaming down, and I actually have days where I can look outside and see the birds singing, I get so happy that I can get some vitamin D, and my mood instantly improves, and I feel like playing summer games, which in my opinion summer games are Splatoon and Pokemon. So the sun is good enough that it makes me get over my hatred for Nintendo. And maybe that's what, maybe you don't want to play Splatoon? I don't know. I like my day sunny. Of course I don't like the heat. No one likes no one's like the heat, but if we're talking about sunlight, I want as much sunlight as possible. I want to start with a little bird singing. Reverse seasonal depressive disorder. I've never heard of that. That's crazy. I'm not saying I don't believe you, by the way. I'm just very surprised because this is my very, very first time of hearing of a person that's the opposite. They're doing something to you guys over there in Wales. They got the sun that takes your energy away. You guys are the ones that the song Black Hole Sun is about. Anyway. I deserve that for making fun of you. But yeah, seasonal depression is a bitch. Regardless of which season, whether you have the opposite seasonal depression or the common seasonal depression, being sad half of the year just fucking sucks balls. Yeah, I'm making fun of you. I guess you could say I'm making light of your issues, and that's a really funny joke because you see, making light of something comes from saying that it doesn't have any weight, but light also means something that has light, which famously the sun has light. So when I say that I'm making light of it, I mean the sunlight. If there's anything we've established in the Real Variety Hour show, is making me play the same game over and over again. How the fuck has it been an hour and 42 minutes? For almost 2 hours, and eventually I just start speaking complete and utter nonsense that doesn't even pass as ironic humor. I just sound like I'm drunk because I'm losing my mind. At least I'm making it farther into the level, but how has it been an hour and 42 minutes? I know we stopped to not look at Mario Titans, but the amount of progress that we have made is like nothing. Oh Christ, so annoying, so annoying, so annoying, so annoying, so annoying! I'm becoming a fucking JoJo character. I'm gonna start saying useless, 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 useless every time I die. This shit has a fucking restart button so that you can immediately disappear and restart again. But if you die, that button isn't there. Look. No restart, just resume game options and system options. So the game forces you to watch a longer animation because look at this. That's how fast restart is. It just happens. But look at this. I cannot jump off from here. Wait, well, when you jump off, you just get a very long animation of like your character falling and then their shoes flying up. It would be so fun if this is the wrong way I make it to the end and I just like, I'm trying to kill myself. There's a long animation of your character's shoes coming into frame. God damn it, listen, just fucking kill me. You spend time making the animation, you're gonna see it. I already said it a million times. It's Crash Bandicoot. I've died more times than I can count. Computer, after I'm done, make sure to uninstall Crash Bandicoot and slap me on the face if I ask you to reinstall it. In fact, don't wait for me to be done, just do it. I never thought I'd be sick of Crash Bandicoot, but trying to get the time relics on this game is really making me just like hate this game. I mean, not hate it, just be like, just get that sensation of like, ah, I wanna play something else. Like, not even Mega Man gave me that feeling, and Mega Man's a bastard of a game. Well, at least in Mega Man I was making progress for the whole 2 hours of the stream. In 2 hours of Mega Man, we beat 4 bosses. We beat 4 stages. In 2 hours of Crash Bandicoot, I cannot get past 1 stage. Yeah, I think it's repetition fatigue. Look at this. Just the fact that I'm making stupid mistakes just because I just... I don't even want to keep talking about it. I'm tired of even talking about it. Well, I guess because I'm a streamer, I should be yapping. Just because I have done the same section over and over again so many times, I want to get to the hard part that I need to practice. So therefore, I want to get through the easy section as fast as possible so I can get to the difficult section so I can practice it. I end up making stupid mistakes on the easy section. So I have to do the easy section even more times. So therefore I want to play even less. Okay. We've made it to a point where I can see that we have done... This is a run that has some legs. It's also the run in which... Oh, it's not the run in which I was working around earlier. We tagged those on purpose. Oh my god, this fucking bitch. Ay. I just called Coco Bandicoot a bitch. That's how miserable this grind is making me. Also, listening to the same fucking track looping for 2 hours is driving me crazy. When I was doing this on my own, I would just mute the game and play music from my playlist. But I can't do that here because Twitch is gonna DMCA my ass. Fuck me, man. See, you end up making such stupid mistakes and you end up getting more frustrated because you're dying in the easy parts. Okay, enough complaining. I have made myself tired of my own complaining. I've generally dropped games for not giving me enough checkpoints to practice parts I'm actually having issues with. Looking at Europe a bit. Like, I know with Crash you're going to go fast, so it's probably not as bad when you're not trying to speedrun, maybe. I mean, the regular Crash game does have a lot of checkpoints. Right now, I'm not getting checkpoints because we are doing the time challenge. But if I wasn't doing the time challenge, this level would have checkpoints. Not a lot, but still. Enough checkpoints to where you can still start dying and like not lose all of your progress. But yeah, that's definitely true, because the other day I was thinking about like the type of game that I would consider too difficult for me. I was thinking about that because of Mega Man, because I used to think that Mega Man was a game... See, that's the shoe animation. So much longer than just letting me restart. Even though it is essentially the exact same effect. I was thinking about Mega Man, because I used to think that Mega Man was one of those games that was simply too difficult for me. Like, playing it was just going to be such a tough as nails experience that I simply cannot do it. But when I played it on stream, I ended up learning that it actually is a game that I can play, even without using save states. I mean, I'm using save states to keep my progress, but without saving in the middle of a level, I don't have that much issue with starting the level from the beginning. And I've also been thinking about that with Crash Bandicoot, because Crash 1 was also one of the levels, was also one of the games where I used to think, I don't think I can actually get any time relics because it's far too difficult for me. And before doing that, I had to do something that's even harder than the time relics. Because in this game, you need to get some, you see those color gems that are next to the 27 out of 26? The blue, the red, the green, yellow, purple, orange. In order to get those gems, you need to do some of the most difficult levels in the game by breaking all boxes and not dying once. And I will say that was way more difficult than looking for the time relics. But without those gems, you don't unlock the hidden paths that let you get the rest of the normal gems. So it's the first thing that you actually gotta do. And I was able to do it. So I was thinking about like what sort of game is the type of game where I don't feel the motivation to keep trying. And that hasn't happened very often, but there are some games that I consider so difficult that I wouldn't even try. For example, any Kaizo Mario game. Any Kaizo Mario game, I feel like I would just be completely unable to even try. Damn it. I feel like those games would frustrate me to a point where I wouldn't want to keep trying. And I've talked about it before too, but this also happened to me with Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, which was a very complaining about any FromSoft game. Yeah, when I got Gorilla, complaining about any FromSoft game just invites people to tell you to fuck off, that you're just a scrub. But I feel like Sekiro Shadows Die Twice definitely takes it too far at some points, and just me saying that much is gonna make some, if there were other people watching me, they would make some people come out of the woodworks and tell me, well, just get good, you know. But I feel like it comes to the point where Sekiro just actually has like, it's not fun to keep retrying over and over in Sekiro. And I don't know if I could tell you why, actually. Like, for me, this is a sort of situation where you show me a car crash, and I can say, well, that car didn't drive the right way. But if you got me inside of a car and you told me to drive the right way, I wouldn't be able to tell you what to do. This is, for me, it's definitely like, you don't have to be a pilot to recognize a car crash situation. I don't understand why Sekiro wasn't fun to keep retrying. I can just, as a consumer, as a video game player, I can tell you that I played it a lot, and it got to a point where I found myself not having fun. I was kind of dreading giving it another go. But I don't know if I can tell you what's the difference between, oh my god, man, be so for fucking real that that's just like, I gotta just get lucky with that pattern. Sekiro, it's weird because I didn't even make it to the parts that people consider the hardest in the game, and there were definitely some battles that I did enjoy retrying over and over. There was a battle that I call it the battle against Seto Kaiba, because I watched some of the original Yu-Gi-Oh anime in Japanese, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, and the voice actor for Kaiba has a very specific voice, and he's the same voice actor as the main bad guy in Sekiro. So I just call him Kaiba. I just like, hey, did you know that Sekiro has Kaiba in it? And that was a very difficult battle because the guy just does actions that you have to reply to so quickly. Like, he has like 3 actions, like normal attack, undodgeable attack, and parryable attack. And depending on what he does, you gotta react extremely quickly. Like, you gotta make a split-second decision of whether you're gonna parry, or whether you're gonna jump, or whether you're gonna dodge. And when he's actually open for damage. And it's this grueling, long battle of just doing that. Just split seconds reaction, one after the other. He just goes boom, boom, boom. He goes so hard, it's non-stop. And I really enjoy that battle. Why am I not making the jump now? Why did the game just decide that now I'm so bad that I can't even make that jump I could do before? And I did that battle a bunch, and it actually took me like 3 real-life days to beat it. Like, I would just open up Sekiro, start fighting him until I got mad, close the game, calm down, doing something else. Yeah, the game just decided I'm washed up. And then boot up the game again, keep trying, and I kept doing that for like 3 days, where the only thing I would play would be Sekiro, and I had a lot of fun. But then I got into the gorilla battle, and the gorilla battle was just, I don't know, it just did something to my brain, I guess. It just got to a point where I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, this is not a game that I'm enjoying. And this isn't even a case of me liking easy games, because you guys have seen me, I play difficult games. But I guess I got a certain ceiling for difficulty. I don't know. It's very difficult to quantify, and I feel like any sort of conversation about someone not enjoying difficult games, it so easily gets turned into insulting that person. And sure, I can say, oh, I like difficult video games because I play things like Crash 1 and I try to get the time relics, which not everyone does. And everyone will be like, oh, but that's such a starter difficult game. If you want to play a really difficult game, you should play the game that I consider difficult. Of course, it's just a matter of opinion. I already beat Elden Ring, which is one of the hardest games that I have played. But I'm sure that people will be like, oh, but you didn't play the DLC, and the DLC is so much harder, it's actually gonna make you want to give it your grandparents. I don't know, man. There's a certain level. I feel like difficulty is like spiciness in food. Exactly, you play Shitflinger 5000 and try to get the golden poop. And even then, like, From Software is so annoying because even then you tell them you beat Elden Ring and you're like, but I used a magic build. Oh, that's not real challenge because that just makes the game too easy. Oh, I use a dexterity build. Oh, that's not easy. That's not challenge because the dexterity makes the game too easy. Oh, I actually grinded for levels, like I actually leveled up my character. Well, that doesn't count because if you level up your characters, oh, I used armor instead of going into every battle naked. Oh, well, that doesn't count because battle just makes the battle so much. It's just like, dude, shut the fuck up. First of all, person that I hypothetically made up in my mind. Second of all, I find the game difficulty to be enjoyable just like I consider spicy food to be enjoyable. Like, food with absolutely 0% spiciness can still be enjoyed. I will still eat my hot dogs and eat my flan, and I will have a good time and I'll be happy. But sometimes I'm like, I want this food to be a little bit spicy. I want this chicken to be a little bit spicier, you know? I want a spicy fried chicken. And I'll get a spicy fried chicken and I'll eat it and I'll enjoy it and I'll have fun. But if you're like, well, that's not spicy enough, you gotta eat the Satan's asshole blood type blood sauce, and then you eat it and it's like, well, that was really difficult to digest and it also gave me a stomachache. And you're like, so I finally ate something really spicy, and then another guy comes in and it's like, no, but you gotta eat this one because it's got a Scoville of 5 trillion, because the Scoville scale just goes up to fucking infinity apparently. And then you eat it and you're not having fun, you're not enjoying your food, you're just crying yourself, and they're like, duh, but what about this one that has 6 trillion? And it's like, man, up to a certain point it's fun. After that, after you pass that point, it's just annoying. Let me see what Andrew said. You can definitely make a system where minimal checkpoints work for a gameplay perspective, like casualties and none has included minimal checkpoints, but it works because the entire game is dying in like 10 billion different ways and learning from experience how to deal with it, and the levels tend to be different every time because there's just so many things that can happen. And I found out what it means for accessibility. That's an interesting question. Because that is... Hold on, I'm drinking water. Sure, fucking whatever. I died. Yeah, sure, game. You tell me I died? I agree with you. I died there. Accessibility versus difficulty is not an easy conversation in video games. Like, should every game have a difficulty mode or have an easy mode? Sure, more people would be able to play that game, but there's also the fact that there are some games in which an easy mode would take away from the experience. There are games in which the whole point is conquering a difficult challenge. For example, Celeste. Celeste is a game where not only is the personal satisfaction of beating a difficult challenge, but it also has a story that uses climbing a mountain as a deep personal journey of becoming your own insecurities, or like overcoming a psychological mountain. And the game makes a very poignant point, if you pardon my points, that only makes sense if the journey was difficult, because Celeste is a game about a difficult journey. So if you give Celeste an easy version, the message just gets completely lost, you know? At that point, just watch a video on YouTube of someone else playing it. Just watch a streamer. I feel like Casualty is unknown from what I saw, because when you told me about it, I started looking into it because I wanted to have the context, you know? So I started looking into it and I watched reviews. I watched a YouTuber review, I watched an IGN review, I watched gameplay. I tried to get as much context as possible. And I feel like in Casualties Unknown, there's also a point being made in how difficult the game is. Because the characters are experiments. So therefore, the story of the game seems to be about the reality of these characters that are being made to suffer, basically. And the fact that they get hurt in so many ways, and they curse at you for like making them get hurt, and you can hear them complaining and like suffer. And I saw a review that said, well, a lot of people would just consider this masochistic, you know? Like something like People Playground, where you're just making the characters suffer for your own sick pleasure. But I would argue that... I'm still quoting, by the way. That's what he said. But I would argue that there's a bigger point being made here about like the nature of the experiments and the fact that as of now, because the game is on early access, it doesn't have a happy ending. So the game is making a point about like life, you know, about some futility of trying over and over again, or like being forced to do things you don't want to do. So therefore, if the game had an easy mode, it would completely lose its point. It would completely lose its teeth, much like the characters, I guess. Same with Dark Souls. Dark Souls is also a game that is entirely built around the idea of overcoming difficult challenges. Same with Fear and Hunger. Fear and Hunger is a game that I would never play, to be honest. But same with Fear and Hunger, where it's like there's a story being told, where the bleakness of it is very much an intentional part of the atmosphere. It's very much an intentional part of what you want to tell. Of course, there are some games that could with an easy mode. Like, I don't think there's a lot being lost in Cuphead for having an easy mode. Like, that game is just difficult for the sake of the developers liking difficult games. But because video games are an artistic medium, there's a lot of artistic potential in the aspect of interaction. That's what separates games from things like books and movies and music and TV shows, is that it depends on the player whether the story continues or not. And that's why me personally, I can watch horror movies, but I cannot play horror games. I can watch a horror movie because I know that it's going somewhere regardless of what I do. If there's a scary part, I can just close my eyes or I can look away. Or if there's a jump scare, I know I'm gonna be startled for a little bit, but then the movie's going to continue and eventually it's going to reach a conclusion. But I cannot play horror games because in horror games, the responsibility is being put on me to overcome the difficulties, to overcome the horror, and to push the character to the conclusion of the story. And if I don't face my fears myself, me as a part of the audience, if I don't face my own fears and go ahead with the story will never have an ending. And that is a huge benefit that video games have, the fact that the layer of difficulty and interactivity and the fact that you as the player must do something otherwise the story doesn't finish, that has so much potential in terms of storytelling. When you got a game like Disco Elysium, for example, where you're starting with this character that is a complete blank slate because he drank himself into amnesia, and at that point you get to decide whether you want the character to like keep doing drugs and keep doing alcohol, or like if you want him to be gay, or like if you want him to like fix his life. All that stuff, it's up to you. There's that level of interactivity that is having an effect on the storytelling. And there are other games, like I was saying, like Casualties Unknown, like Fear and Hunger, like, and I don't remember what it's called. It's like a game. It's like a Hungarian game about something awful. Pandemic, Pathologic. I think it's called Pathologic. Another game where like it's a completely bleak atmosphere and everything sucks. All of these games where like there's a layer where the difficulty is part of the storytelling. So at that point, of course, I'm all for accessibility in every sense of the word. Like I want every game to have subtitles. I want every game to have different like arachnophobia filters, and I want every game to have like the colorblind filters. I want every game to have this descriptive subtitles to be available in different languages, which a lot of people forget is also an accessibility matter a lot of the time. I want it to be available in different platforms. All of that good stuff, I want it to be in video games. But when it comes to difficulty, it's a difficult conversation because I don't think it has an easy answer, and I don't want to take the position of, well, if you can't handle how difficult this game is, you should just go fuck yourself and play something else. But a lot of the time, just putting an easy mode is not a full solution, because the easy mode is robbing you from part of the experience. Now, is it worth it to have a lesser experience in exchange for not having an experience at all? I don't know. I actually don't have the answer. But that's definitely something that needs to be talked about more. That's definitely something where you need like more opinions. I want the opinions of like people who actually struggle because they want to play difficult games and they can't. I want the opinions of game designers. I want the opinion of journalists. I want the opinion of organizations that specialize. I need like experts on this, because of course I have my opinion as a random asshole, but I am able-bodied. I have both of my hands. I don't need any sort of special controller or special accommodation in order to engage with video games. So this doesn't affect me as much as it affects other people. So it's very easy for me to say, no, the game has to be difficult because it has to be. But maybe someone who like, you know, oh my fucking god, I didn't even activate the time thing. Hold on. Send it as two separate messages. Where even is it? Did I not touch it? Or whatever, can I just die? I feel like the moment I broke a box, it disappeared. But yeah, like I'm able-bodied and I can play video games, but I'm thinking like, what if someone like doesn't have their hands and stuff, and they still wanna play? They still very fascinated by the story of Sekiro, and they wanna play it, but they have to use a controller that they gotta control with their feet or with their mouth, and they cannot do the speed of inputs that Sekiro demands. And I feel like it would be cruel to say, well, just watch a video. You don't get to participate because this doesn't include you. I feel like in those terms, accessibility takes precedence over just telling your bullshit story. At that point, yes, then it's better to get half the story being told rather than no story at all. Like, it just feels cruel to deny some people the opportunity to play a video game. Of course, they can be the argument can be made that it's done for the story, but up to what point does that matter? You know? Because, oh, this was done to enhance the story, it's not a get out of jail free card. Because at the end of the day, and I say this as a writer who really cares about people taking me seriously, a lot of the time, the story doesn't matter as much as you think it is, as you think it does. Like, like for example, let's say movies or TV shows that use strobing lights or like flashing lights, and it's like, okay, so no one who has epilepsy can watch this ever, or they risk dying. And then you talk to the makers of this thing, and you're like, well, can you take the strobing effects out? And they're like, no, it's actually very important to the story that there's flashing lights, because this is how I represent that this character is using lightning powers, and he's so powerful that I want everyone to have that emotion of this character is very powerful. And I must insist that at that point, that doesn't matter as much as you can hurt someone. Like, I get what you're going for, but this is just a movie. Like, as much as you care about your life project, and I have done this with DDLG too, and with Fearless, where like I really, really care about this, but at the end of the day, I gotta look at myself and say this is just a comic. Like, there are things that matter more than just setting atmosphere in a fictional story. And again, with my example of the gamer that wants to play Sekiro, but they have to use a special controller that cannot do the same effects as a controller you control with your fingers, at that point you can be like, oh, but it's very important for the atmosphere that the game is difficult. And at that point, the fact that someone cannot play the game at all, that you're gatekeeping the game through this difficulty barrier, because you want to set atmosphere, like at that point the atmosphere doesn't matter as much as the fact that it's all like all or nothing. You either get a completely full version of the story with nothing cut out, or you can go fuck yourself. And those are your two options. And at that point, I feel like that's too extremist. And the gamer that cannot use his hands, he should still have an option to participate in this interactive medium without this bullshit atmosphere argument. Because at the end of the day, atmosphere doesn't matter as much as a person being able to experience it, you know what I mean? So, again, I have my stupid opinions, but I am not a game designer. I don't specialize in disabilities. I don't have disabilities. So, it's very easy for me to dismiss things. So, I would like this to be a very serious conversation that someone has, or like a podcast or something. Okay, let's see what you were saying. Kind of agree, but also like I think people should be able to enjoy video games, and I really like the permadeath mechanics of Casualties Unknown. I don't really like that players can lose good runs, and like with new versions of the game, you literally have to kill your XP, which is devastating in kind of annoying way to just getting interrupted and needing to exit out. That's another thing, because one thing is having permadeath and stuff like that, and another thing is expecting the player to not turn the game off ever, which I'm gonna adopt the Mega Man problem. Casio does have a bunch of accessibility sliders now and difficulty presets, and think the way they do is good. So there does need to be more general options, honestly. Like they have a lot of gameplay sliders for how many traps spawn and how many items spawn and like everything gameplay. But like no color contrast option or audio you visualize, especially with a game as dark as Casualties Unknown. Like even if you're slightly visually impaired, you may not be able to tell what the fuck's happening there. It does make the game easier, but it doesn't really change the core mechanics. I'm gonna give this one more attempt and end wherever the attempt ends. By the way, what I said at the beginning that this can either take us 10 minutes or 2 hours, it was the second one. But yeah, like accessibility is so important, and there's so few developers that know how to do it the right way. Because like, yeah, you can have difficulty accessibility, but then you can have disability accessibility, or you can have language accessibility, which Toby Fox sucks at. And I'm gonna keep bringing up until the day I die, because I'm still so mad that he's like, I won't translate my game because I don't feel like it. Go fuck yourself, Toby Fox. And I'm writing my dissertation on difficulty in video games and how it affects accessibility if I get into my third year of university. That actually sounds great. That sounds like a great idea. Absolutely go for it. Because again, I feel like this is a topic that I need experts' opinions on. Like, yeah, there's different types of accessibility. And like I said, there's an accessibility type for arachnophobia. A lot of games now include arachnophobia things where you can set up the game so that it doesn't show you spiders, because they know there's people afraid of spiders. But then also, arachnophobia isn't the only phobia. What if I want to play Subnautica and I have megalophobia? I don't know why the fuck I would want to play Subnautica with megalophobia, but maybe I do. And it's like, which phobias do you consider? Do you have also a trypophobia slider that gets rid of every little hole? But if I have that phobia of palindromes? I think it's like apiophobia, because it's a joke that the phobia is just a palindrome in itself. But I don't know, like, there need to be more conversations about this. Like, I feel like we haven't figured it out yet. Okay, I'm gonna end it there. Yeah, claustrophobia and agoraphobia is later that make the room bigger or smaller. That sounds cruel. I know what you mean, but to me that sounds like that's gonna make you more claustrophobic because you're moving a slider and the room is literally becoming smaller, which is what claustrophobia feels like. But like, people have so many phobias, so like, which ones do you consider? Why just arachnophobia? Are you eventually gonna make a game where you can put a slider on whether dogs die or not? I feel like that would have... I actually feel like that was something that people would be very fond of. Like, in this game, you can decide whether or not dogs get injured. And I feel like a lot of people will be really happy with that. Put that slider in Crash Bandicoot so I stop dying. I'm gonna assume Crash Bandicoot is a dog now. So it definitely feels like it's not a solved issue. Like, we don't have all the answers. We don't know how these things interact with each other. We don't have a lot of first-hand experience from people affected by it. We really need to like sit down and start having TED Talks about this. Like, this is really important and not enough people are talking about it. And I don't count a random streamer bringing it up in a stream that 3 people are watching doesn't count. In any case, everyone, thank you so much for watching me redo the exact same level over and over and not even once reach the ending. Like I said, there's always the possibility we'll reach the ending and the game is like, not fast enough. We didn't even get to that point. We didn't get to that point. We didn't see the ending. I am really glad that you guys actually enjoy me yapping. Because I do a lot of that in my streams. I'm glad that this was fun for you guys. I'm glad that we could talk about things with some Crash Bandicoot footage in the background. And speaking of yapping, I will see you again tomorrow for more Mega Man. So please look forward to that. Make sure to slide with your dog as if you were in many ways similar to the video game character Mega Man, and have a wonderful, wonderful night. Night night, everybody. Sleep well.